this video, guys, I'm going to show you exactly how to make $300,000 per year in high ticket sales by reverse engineering your goals, because most closers do not know how to do this. So I'm going to show you the formula, how to break it down step by step. And if you follow this, I promise you it's easier than you think to make $300,000 in remote high ticket sales. So with that being said, let's dive into it. All right, number one, guys, let's just say right now that you are closing deals in high ticket and you say, hey, Rich, I want to make $300,000, which, by the way, guys, if you're making $300,000 a year, you're in the top 5% and you're approaching the top 1% out of anybody in the entire world, which is pretty explosive. So the first thing you want to do is, okay, we want to know the amount. So if you're watching this video, write this down as we're going through it together so we can start making some money and getting some clarity on this stuff. All right, let's just say your goal, $300,000. Well, now we got to break it down into a monthly goal. Okay, so if I take $300,000, okay, how much do I have to make per month? Well, that's $25,000 per month. If I break it down even more, I put into a weekly goal. Okay, I got to make $6,250 per week. And then if I even go a little bit deeper, I got to make $1,190 per day, assuming you're working 5 days a week. Now, you might be a savage. You might say, hey man, I can work 7 days a week. Well, if that's you, then what you would do is you would take this number, $25,000, and you would divide it by 30 days if you're going to work 30 days a week. Or if you want to work just 5 days a week, you would divide it by 21, which is what I did right here. So we got to make $1,190 per day. And if you do that 5 days a week, guess what? You're going to hit your weekly goal. And then if you hit your weekly goal, you're going to hit your monthly goal. And then if you hit your monthly goal, you're going to hit your desired income. All right, guys. So let's break it down just a little bit further. Now, we got to know what our stats are. If you've been selling for any length of time, you should know what this stuff looks like. Okay. So what's your close rate? Well, let's just assume right now your close rate is 30%. All right. And then the other assumption I'm going to make right now is let's just assume your average order value is $5,000. So that means every time you sell somebody, sell a prospect on a high ticket program, you're getting on average about $5,000 per sale. So that's your average order value. So we know that $5,000. Let's just say you're making 10% commissions per sale. All right, which is pretty standard across the industry. So you're making 10% commissions. Let's just say your show rate is 60%. You need to know what this rate is. So that means that of all the calls you book right now, let's just say you book 10 calls a day, 60% of them are showing up, which means you're getting 6 calls actually of talking to people. All right, hope that makes sense. Knowing these numbers, now we got to fill in the blanks. That means, okay, I have this stuff down. How many calls per day do I need to schedule? And how many units sold per day do I need to have in order to hit 1,190? All right. So the math is pretty simple here, guys. If you just make one sale per day, that's going to be $500 in commissions. Okay. Because you're getting a 10% commission on $5,000, which means if you just make one sale a day, you're making $500 a day. But again, you want to make $1,190 a day. So that means you need to sell about 2.2 products per day, 2.2 sales per day in order to hit 1,190. All right. So I hope this is making sense to you guys. Hey, I want to take a quick break and introduce you to the Closers Network. If you're not inside the Closers Network yet, you should join us. It's completely free. And 5 days a week, we're gonna go live with hands-on sales coaching. So you can join our coaches live, get feedback to your most pressing questions, increase your monthly commissions, and also land better remote closing opportunities. We have everything you need inside the Closers Network to skyrocket your income. And it's completely free. If you haven't already, I would encourage you to join the 4,500 plus students that are inside right now, smashing deals. Come mastermind with us. And all you gotta do is just click the link down below. It's in the description for you, and we can't wait to see you inside. All right, guys, hey, I'm gonna bust out my handy dandy calculator and we're gonna do some math really quick. Let's just assume you book 13 calls per day, all right? And by the way, guys, you should be doing half-an-hour time slots. 13 calls is really only about 6 hours of calls. So let's just say you do 13 calls per day, you get a 60% show rate, so 60% show rate, which means you're taking 7.8 calls per day, and then you're closing 30% of those, which means you're making 2.334 sales a day. So that means, guys, if you're making 2.3 sales a day, it means you're making 11,000 in sales per day, which if I do a 10% commission rate on that, there's my math, guys, $1,170 per day. Now, it's a little off of that. It's $20 off, but hey, you listening to this, would you be happy making $1,170 $170 per day. And the reason, guys, I wanted to show you this chart real quick is because this is how you reverse engineer your goals. You don't throw an arbitrary big number out like, I want to make $200,000 a year. The reason why is because you don't know how to get there. But as soon as you break that amount into a daily amount, and then you say, okay, if I just need to make that amount per day, what does this need to look like? And so now all I need to focus on as a closer is just having a 60% show rate, booking 13 calls per day, and having a 30% conversion rate on my calls. If I just do this every single day, 5 days a week, I'm gonna automatically make this amount per year. $300,000 per year, guys. And you wanna get fanatical, right? If you wanna make a perfect week schedule, then break it down into your perfect day. And your perfect day is right here. This is what the metrics have to look like. And if you just do this every single day and your only focus is this every day, you're gonna make $300,000 per year. That's how you do it, guys. And keep in mind, this doesn't even take into account follow-ups, referrals, all the extra income you're gonna make along the way by just doing follow-ups and referrals. All right, so I hope this video really helps you guys. Just remember this, break everything down into a daily goal. Understand what your daily objectives are, and then once you do this, you get extreme clarity and you realize your goals are not that far away. All right, guys, hope this video really helps. Rich out.